Welcome to Third Eye Champagne. Welcome to the Haunted Memphis Trip Report. Hello, everybody. Okay, so I went to Memphis in June, and I went to Nashville as well, and I went to Kentucky, so I was all over that place. I've never been to Tennessee or Kentucky before, and I have to say, like, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful places. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. So this is my trip report for you guys. Some travel tips. Travel tips with Auntie, as well as some real interesting stuff that happened to me out there. So we arrived in Nashville. We stayed at the Hutton Hotel in Nashville. Really beautiful hotel, very nice hotel. Let me tell you this. If you stay there, make sure they don't give you a room above the club like they did me. Massive points off for the Hutton Hotel with this one. The bar was great. We had dinner there. Dinner was great. Everybody's really friendly, really nice. They failed to tell us they have a club on some level of their hotel. We actually had to request to switch our rooms. Also points off at Hutton for the valet service, although I have to say it was 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, it's not really their bad that the valet was sleeping, but it took us forever to get our car friendly. My husband just had to go and get the car. So we drove to Kentucky from Nashville. Beautiful drive. Totally different from California, so I was like really excited. I'm like, this is weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Auntie is in Kentucky. I'm in Kentucky. I ain't slept. We're driving. We went from Nashville to Kentucky. We're going to the Maker's Mark. It's a whole thing. Hello to everybody in Kentucky, and I'm having a good time.
Beautiful place, Maker's Mark, absolutely gorgeous. I will tell you this, is like, it's just indicative of how tired I was. We got in line with our tour group to go into where they make the whiskey, and we're standing in line outside the door, and the guy's talking, and I am like, you guys, this is like, I was not with it. I'm like, man, some lady around here got a yeast infection. Is it me? What? Some lady, this yeast infection is so bad that I'm smelling it when the wind's wafting towards me. It's not me. There's some lady in here got a problem. And like, it doesn't dawn on me until we went in the building that, duh, that's how they make whiskey. We hit a Civil War battlefield. They're just all over out there, which for somebody like me in California, I've never seen this before. I'm sure it's like old hat to everybody that lives out there, but I was like, there's one, there's one, there's one. Let's stop at all of them. So we went to one, and there's some video of that. And you know what? After that, it was like, oh man, it was weird. It was a very weird feeling. I didn't walk away feeling affected. I didn't walk away, you know, Mrs. Empath all fucked up. I was just kind of like, wow, it was a weird, totally weird, different kind of a feeling. There's just no way to describe it. But I didn't feel all fucked up, and I really thought I would. So interesting on that one. While we were back in Nashville, we went to dinner at a place called Geist, and I highly recommend it. And then we went down to Broadway. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's Broadway. Every Lyft driver we had, every local we asked, we were like, so like, how is it? And they're like, well, you gotta go, but it's fucking horrible. Straight up, every person that lives there, that's what they told us. Auntie's Pro Travel Trip. Whenever I'm traveling, I always ask everybody, what should I do? What's fun? What sucks? What's this? What's that? Like, I always ask so many people for recommendations, and it's never failed me. So yeah, of course we went, we did the touristy thing. I wasn't a huge fan, I gotta say. We did the Johnny Cash Museum. Patsy Cline Museum is upstairs. Music, of course, coming out of everywhere. I don't feel like it's an experience that I need to repeat. We were gonna spend the bulk of our trip in Memphis, and I am so glad we did, because I absolutely fell in love with Memphis. Shout out to Memphis. We stayed at the Peabody Hotel, which is bougie as hell. I saved up for this trip, y'all. I saved up for it. And they have something called the Duck March. Basically, from what I understand, they have these ducks. They live on the premises, and every day at, I think it's 11 and 5, they roll out a red carpet. They have this guy called the Duck Master. You'll see pictures of him. They bring these ducks down the elevator, they get into the pond, into the fountain in the middle of the hotel, and they splash around and they do their thing, and then they leave. And that's the Duck March. And it's like, the hotel was full of people watching the ducks. Of course, we watched it once and we were like, yeah, it's some ducks walking around. I can't recommend Memphis enough. I fell dead on in love with it, with the people, with the culture, with where I was, what I was doing, with the food. We had brunch at a place called the Beauty Shop, which, well, it was supposed to be brunch. I thought it was brunch. It wasn't brunch, it was lunch, because they served lunch at 11 o'clock. So I didn't know that. So we went in thinking we were gonna have breakfast or brunch, and we ended up getting lunch. The whole thing is a converted beauty shop. Like it's just kind of amazing. So I sat underneath the hairdryer and I had some champagne, and we had a really, you know, my lunch was okay. I recommend it just to go. My lunch was okay. I wasn't like dead on in love with it. It was good though. It was good. And then we found a bookstore, and my husband found a record store, so I lost him for hours. Goner Records in Tennessee. Coolest record store ever. There's some photos here. They had like this really bizarre Elvis shrine. Loved that. We lost him in the record store forever. I went to the bookstore and got these beautiful books, and of course I can't remember the name of the bookstore, but these are gorgeous, and the woman hand makes them. I collect these, by the way. So I have these, and this is actually the bookstore owner's mother. I mean, these are just gorgeous little notebooks. So got those there, and then I bought Haunted Memphis, which is fabulous. It's super fun. It's a fun little book. Laura Cunningham, I was into it. And then I got Black Elk Speaks also, which I flat out fell in love with, absolutely fell in love with. Just finished it, really great book. Went to, oh my God, this really awesome steakhouse. Of course, can't remember the name of it. I'll put it in here so you know. I can't, you guys. Once again, our waiter was amazing. I've never had better service in my life. People are a lot friendlier out there than they are in California. And people drive better, oh my God. I drove from Nashville to Memphis, only almost killing one person. My bad. We hit up, of course, the tourist circuit out there, which was way more laid back. Immediately hit Beale Street, went to a place called the Juke Joint. That band in there was friggin' awesome, and I got just shit-faced on accident. The beer was cold, the air was warm, and I was just downing them, and then I was like, oh no, I'm drunk, and just dancing my fool head off. And we hit, of course, BB King's joint, which, again, it's good. Like, we sat there, we watched the band, nobody was dancing, so it wasn't party time. I mean, it was a Sunday night. We also did Stax Museum. I have all the trip report here with that. Civil Rights Museum, Blues Hall of Fame, which was meh. Honestly, there wasn't that much there. We had brunch at this amazing place called the Majestic Grill, which I 1,000% recommend. 1,000% recommend. Go to this place. The food was amazing. The atmosphere is amazing. I was all over it. We got several different recommendations for barbecue, and we ended up going to Central. It was right near the Civil Rights Museum. Most of the locals will tell us to go to Central. A lot of people said, well, you can do Rendezvous, but it's touristy and it's not that good. Sorry, Rendezvous. Word of mouth wasn't the best for you guys. And then a couple other people said barbecue shop, because it was on Food Network, blah, blah, blah. But most people said go to Central. So that's where we went, and you will see I ate my full head off. Delicious, absolutely amazingly delicious. So those are your auntie's recommendations. Okay, we're about to go to Graceland. So our Lyft driver just told us that he's buried on the property, which I did not know. And in addition, she said, oh, but he still lives upstairs. So we shall see what kind of juju we find at Graceland. But let me tell you guys, Memphis is off the hook. I'm in love with this place. I love it. I love it. I love it. Mwah. Hi, you guys. I am in my bedroom at the Peabody Hotel. It's beautiful. I wanted to do a vlog on Graceland. I didn't get a chance to do it. I'm going to do it tomorrow in the car on the way back to Nashville. It's a very long ride. But I wanted to say, hey, what's up? And I'm about to go to Beale Street. Check out my fly little dress. And I'll see you soon. You know my thoughts on Graceland already, so I'm not even going to go into it. As far as reviewing Graceland, it could have been so much better, and it wasn't personable. I will say this for Graceland. I mean, you kind of caught the vibes as they were happening. It was, I don't know, there was something like sad about it, just because, it's like this preserved life, but it's not really the life, if that makes any sense. That TV room was weird. Even now, like, having that experience, it's just, it's still kind of in my head. Like, we went to Woolworths for dinner in Nashville. Wasn't impressed. To be honest, I wasn't impressed. And our waiter was like working a 10-hour shift. He was clearly very tired. I mean, he explained it very clearly. Like, I am exhausted. And I was like, that fucking blows. You are sitting in an actual Woolworths. So that's cool. But for me, that's as far as it went. My husband loved his dinner. It was fried chicken. I literally don't even remember what I got. But I think it was short ribs. I wasn't impressed. So it could have been just the meal that I got because my husband was really super duper happy with his. That is my trip, my very bizarre trip to haunted Memphis. Clearly haunted, far more haunted than Nashville in my opinion, but maybe I just wasn't in the right places. Where should Auntie go next? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. All right, my darlings. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I do love you. I do adore you. Be well.
For the full version of this video, including on-location vlogs, and my haunted Graceland experience, please become a patron. The link is in the box. And we're parked next to a hearse. That's what's happening in